How's it going, everyone? It is Liam Catterson here, and we're reacting to another episode of Once Upon a Time, as we're on episode number 8 of Season 5, as we are coming, what one can assume is closer to concluding the first arc of this season, given prior seasons and their examples. And it's going to be very, very interesting to see where things go, of course, as we explore the full extent of Emma's turn to the dark side, as well as what's happening in present day times in Storybrooke. But yeah, it was really, really great stuff. I loved the lore that we got in the last episode, not just in terms of Merlin and his love, aka Nimue, and how she became the first Dark One. It was really, really great to explore the lore of the Dark One, which has been pretty synonymous with the show from the very get-go, really. So it was really, really great to see how things came about. That heartbreaking, yes, but it was really, really wonderful stuff. And yeah, like I said, I'm excited to get into this episode. So that's let's get into episode number 8 of season 5 for Once Upon a Time. Let's go.
There's only one person who could destroy the Dark One, named Nimue. You tell me who that is.
Waste him, David. Waste him. Oh, come on. Coward.
Seems you brought a hook to a sword fight.
Actually, I brought a sword, but I seem to have misplaced it. Shame.
It's always the simple mistakes that get us killed.
Oh my goodness.
Excalibur.
Yeah, and you're not getting your hands on it.
Yes, it is.
I know you're still in there, Emma. And I know that despite everything, you always have your reasons.
You're right, I do. You want to know why I'm doing all this?
Jeez. This is powerful.
I'm doing it for you.
I mean, that is sweet and all, but you don't associate darkness with sweet, do you?
That blonde demon took my memories, same as yours.
Then why destroy Merlin's message?
What are you bloody telling us?
That's enough! He doesn't know anything. He's a king with no kingdom, and as much as he hates it,
He's not important anymore.
Feel any better?
I just want him to be like, I am King Arthur. Any person who calls himself king is no king at all.
Crocodile, we need to talk.
Didn't you hear? I'm not that man anymore.
I was gonna say, is that name still valid?
Well, you can...
Wow! I just... Damn!
It's a good thing I'm not.
If you want to know what Emma Swan is after, find out what she's atoning for.
And how do I do that? I've been looking all over for her. She doesn't want to be found.
Then you have to give her a reason to find you.
Who? He is the expert, so yeah, take your word for it, really.
What happened between us?
A little project Milk and I were working on. Operation Light Swan. We're
Oh.
looking for a house you'd like. So when we get back home,
You can ask me to move in.
he
Holy...
said that the house is a promise. Kind of like a plan
Oh,
for the
my
future.
heart!
You know what?
We're just there. Help me.
What?
You're only 2 months pregnant.
How do you think? Dark magic. Who's dark magic?
Emma, what? Did she just...
Emma Swan!
Did she just speed up the pregnancy? What the
I guess I'll have to do this the hard way.
You really went together or not at all?
Well, I'm either optimistic or desperate or both.
Look, it's been 10 years for me, Hook.
I
Don't
need
do
to know
it.
what happened between us and Camelot. Just tell me. And I was absolutely wrong before. I love you. Emma Swan. No matter what you've done.
So you really want to know the truth no matter how awful?
I do.
Not knowing is
something I need to show
worse. Some truths have to be uncovered no matter how painful they are, because not knowing is worse.
What's with the dye job?
Oh, so Emma changes her hair and no one makes a fuss?
It's
But I
because
get
I'm
ridiculed.
working double shift at Seattle.
Oh my god, stop talking! Did I kill you the last time I was here?
No, you just threw me across the room. I hope that doesn't happen again this
Oh,
time.
this is so weird.
Cough off so I can defend myself and my child, please.
You are far from trustworthy. But worry not, I'll protect the baby. What happens to you, well...
Ah! Just
She's
do
still
something!
yanked as well.
Ah!
So those onion ring. Okay.
I wish you could defeat me, Emma. But I played this game for too long.
Damn, they visuals though. Oh, yeah, that was inevitable. Oh, I'm getting Stranger Things flashbacks.
Keep trying.
Where's Kate Bush when you need her?
Fight it.
I know it about much longer.
Yes, Hook! Good job.
Will. Kill her. Not today, mate.
Oh! Oh!
You have to choose to see. Now, come on. Come on, Emma, see.
Tell me
This looks
what you're
bad
really
at a
afraid of.
difference.
Gina, what are you doing?
I'm getting answers.
By controlling her. That's enough. You all right?
I mean, she was trying to help. I mean, it might be a bit.
You're helping her by being cruel. I wasn't cruel. I've been
You
cruel.
didn't
and
even
trust
hear
me, you'd know it.
shit.
I was getting to the truth.
Daughter.
It's wonderful. Look who's green with envy now.
Don't, just don't. Oh,
Glowing.
oh,
Congrats.
oh, my, oh. Zombie up Blaine.
Let you take this baby.
Not without a fight. To get the job done.
And that's where I come in.
Yes, the darkness needs to be contained in a vessel. You.
Emma, what are you going to do?
What needs to be done?
This is gonna make her more
Cut her
unhinged.
down with Excalibur's enchanted blade, and the darkness will be vanquished forever.
That's why you needed my baby out.
I don't want anyone to get hurt who doesn't have to. There are
Because
limits.
obviously
For those limits, Emma, are you still talking about cold
that would be
blooded
crossing a very, very dark line.
You take away the darkness. That future begins. I know it sounds crazy.
Doesn't sound crazy at all, Emma.
Big step.
Sounds like music to this pirate's ears. You just have to trust me. Future's nothing to be afraid of.
It's, I get it. Hey!
Feels so good to be back.
Well, it ain't easy being Greek.
About that deal we made.
Psych. Okay.
Dark One pay.
Whatever you think you're doing.
Oh, hey, yo. Oh my god!
I bet you didn't see that coming, did you? Of course, that's nothing compared
Oh,
to the surprise that
shit!
you're feeling right now. You're saying to yourself, I just got stabbed in the chest. Why shouldn't it hurt more? Why am I not dead?
What the hell is happening? Answer me, witch!
What the fuck?
Well, you could take my word. I can explain everything, Killian.
Do it.
It's reminded me of that scene in Twice Upon a Time.
Look, what's wrong?
The magic. Oh my god!
Killian? No.
How did that happen?
Oh no!
It was just a small...
Did she have to become the Dark One to say, oh my god?
You have to stay. Come on, Killian. What about our future together?
Our future's now.
Oh my god, no.
So I can see that before I go.
No. No. Create another dark one.
It will multiply the darkness so that it cannot be destroyed, not without you paying the steepest of prices. It will be your final step into the dark.
Oh my god.
I don't care what happens to me.
Oh my.
Listen, you can't. But your parents are right.
If you could have saved Daniel or Robin, look how far you were willing to go. How far you pushed me to save him. It's not enough for me.
Yep. I get it. I get it. Oh my god, I don't like this. I don't.
I'm so
Oh
sorry.
my god.
The glamour spell. It was there the whole time.
Jesus
right under your
Christ.
nose. And you didn't even see it. Ooh, I suppose it's not the dark one anymore, is it?
The dark
Like
ones.
The dark ones.
So that's why you saved my life twice tonight.
Now, tell me, are you ready to learn what else happened in Camelot?
I think he's had too much of a dose of the truth.
No.
Oh my god, there's this. Oh my god.
First we have to take care of her.
Okay. Yeah, that was. That was not some. I mean, first off, fuck you, Arthur. Even bloody Joffrey Baratheon was a more worthy king. Oh my god. Yeah, I was not. Yeah, I did not see that coming whatsoever. That feels. My god, that feels rough. That feels. Oh my goodness. You know when you have just that sick feeling in your stomach because of the fact that the the twist just hurts so yeah, it's that. It is that, literally. So yeah, the dark ones. A pair of dark ones, yeah. Whoa, okay. It's certainly added a very, very interesting layer for the maybe remainder of the season, because I will admit I will be low-key disappointed if they don't ride out Hook being the Dark One for the remainder of this season. Because it is such a very, very interesting concept, especially given where Hook started from and the development that he's been through. And, he's always contended with that darkness. Not just that, though, but it is also a very, very heartbreaking situation for him because of the fact that he has had such animosity with the Dark One. It's been a crutch for him all of this time, and I feel like for him to become the very thing that he hates is such an opportunity you want to develop upon. So yeah, kind of like how, like, you wouldn't have Anakin turn to the dark side just for episode 3, when all of when he has become the very thing that he's been sworn to destroy, etc. You prolong that with episode 4, 5, and 6. So, and Rogue One and all that jazz. So yeah, but no, you get the idea. Like, I think it's a very, very opportunistic thing to ride this out, especially with the fact that the Dark One has been a very, very integral piece with this show. And with Hook's animosity, it's perfect to exploit that for the remainder of the season, in my opinion. So, whether they do it or not remains to be seen. But I just low-key hope, even though it's very, very crushing, I low-key hope that they do that. So, yeah. But yeah, I mean, that ending, Emma having to, tether Hook to the Excalibur, especially with, you wouldn't have thought of anything with the whole cut because it looks like a graze really. So and then obviously things started to spiral out, especially with the fact that with binding the Excalibur and the dagger together, it just undoes everything really. And yeah, so man, I really loved how things came about in this episode in terms of Emma's plans, especially with Zelina, especially with the fact that the onion rings in the last episode were laced with magic to accelerate the pregnancy. So, yeah, I don't like I said, I don't think Dorothy will be a name that Zelina will consider. Oh man, it was great seeing Dr. Whale though. Primarily for the fact that he had the blonde hair, and because I'm watching iZombie, I'm just like, well, and this is the thing though, you know, what he looks like pre-iZombie, of course, on this show, but he comes in with a dye job, and because I'm watching iZombie at the same time as this, I'm like, hey, you came in from Seattle and helping with the with delivering Selena's kid. So obviously they made a comment about you dyed your hair, and I'm just like, yeah. So man, it is. I mean, considering I think I started watching. Well, yeah, I did. Because it's nearly been a year since I first started watching iZombie, actually. So, like considering the fact that I started off with once, it is weird to like see Tink and Dr. Whale on this show rather than iZombie, because yeah, they get a lot more exposure there, I guess. So yeah, but yeah, this episode was just absolutely incredible. And like I said, I feel like with the ending, it does leave you with that dejected feeling in your stomach, knowing that Hook has been the Dark One, and Emma's been doing her best to make sure that he doesn't find out, because of the whole like Zelina was eating this up like her onion rings, really, in regards to the whole kerfuffle with Hook and Emma. So and it's just going to be very, very interesting to see what does happen, because like I said, I do hope that we do get the rest of this. I mean, I feel like it's pretty much doubtful that we're gonna, you know, extrapolate on Hook being the Dark One, but it would be very, very beneficial in my opinion, because of, I guess, the examples I just said. But yeah, it was really, really, it was a twist I was not expecting whatsoever. It was going to be very, very interesting to see how, you know, Emma looked to be victorious. It looked like nothing bad could happen, and obviously we knew something bad could happen. So it was always going to be very interesting to see, okay, so what is the straw that breaks the camel's back? And yeah. And I can't really blame Emma for what she had to do. But also, Hook's got a very, very valid point in being pissed off with the fact that Emma knew and did everything in her power to make sure that Killian didn't find out. And not just that, though, but making him the Dark One. It's not just the fact that she hid this, it's the fact that she turned him into the very thing that he hates the most. So it's this betrayal, this hurt, this anger, really, that he's gonna feel because of the fact that you made me into this person. So the very thing that I hate so much, I am what you made me. Yeah. See, another Star Wars reference. I always come out with these kind of references because I'm a geek. So yeah, it's the same with Doctor Who, really. Like, even like there is this kind of nice foreshadowing. Well, I say kind of nice foreshadowing. It's nice in terms of building up to the reveal, like in terms of story wise. It's not nice emotionally when you think about it, but I was even thinking about him doing the whole together or not at all thing when he was standing on the rooftop, and then of course I was making a reference to him viewing the events of the Dreamcatcher, and it was reminding me of that scene in Doctor Who's Twice Upon a Time, funnily enough, because this is Once Upon a Time. So, but no, I was just getting flashbacks to when the Doctor found out about who he would become, etc. Whereas this was in reverse. This was okay. This is what actually happened in the past, really. So no, but in all seriousness, yeah, I do understand, really, because of the fact that I mean, she lost Neil, and she can't do this, especially if she's planning on building a future, and that future is being taken away, really. So yeah, it's all about it's all about this fear, really, about you know, not having this future play out, and you're so and there's already this fear that you're taking this huge step. So losing all of that you're preparing for, it can be very, very crushing. So yeah, but now we know what really gave the extra nudge, really, for Emma to be that. So not just that though, but I think compared to Hook, like in terms of he hasn't been dealing with the same ordeals as Emma, I think that's more so because of the fact that she is the main one. Emma's the main Dark One, I guess. I'm not sure. They'll probably explain it, but my theory is because of the fact that she is the main Dark One, and she's been battling this darkness, and she has been trying hard to prevent it from happening, and then obviously she gives Hook a bit of a rebirth, I guess you could say. And I say that because obviously there is, I would say there's kind of parallels in regards to Zelena having a kid, and yeah, Hook kind of being rebirthed as the second Dark One. So yeah, but wow. Insane twist though. But I also did like other aspects in this episode as well. Of course, that is the elephant in the room. And like I said, it's something that really aches your stomach in a sense because of the fact that it is tragic. It is very, very sad, and you know, even though I'm sure we'll find a way to bypass it, it's just very, very brutal to see, especially in terms of how it all culminated in terms of him becoming the Dark One, and just Emma's pain, really, and what she had to do. And now that, you know, there are a couple of Dark Ones, it's just, yeah, it all ties together in terms of it just paining your stomach, really. So yeah, but like I said, there was other aspects in this, especially with Regina in this episode, like especially her, you know, heart to heart with Emma. Like I've mentioned it before this season, I love how much they've come in terms of like how far they've come in terms of the path they've been on since the very get-go of this show. And this episode was another example of that, where you just enjoy the friendship that they have. And not just that, though, but I feel like Regina did do the right thing. Obviously, she did get lectured for it. I mean, Mary Margaret and co, they were at a distance. So you know, they can't really talk shit in terms of, like, what do you think you're doing? And in essence, she did help Emma push through into lowering those walls, really, in terms of admitting to her fear, and admitting in terms of taking this grand step, this leap of faith, really, in terms of a future. So yeah, so she did do a good thing, I would say, in terms of helping Emma. And this is the thing, though, like, she was entrusted because she did what it takes, really, in terms of the hard call. She makes the hard calls in terms of pushing Emma into in a very, very I would say pushy way, but it helped in this case. So whereas Mary, Margaret, and David, all those people, they will have that bit of vulnerability in them. So Regina knows what it has to take in order to get things done, even if it's crude, even if it's something that she is not really a big fan of. It has to be done, and because she has that area of expertise, yeah. So, yeah, but I also really found it very interesting as well with how Zelina was basically being prepared to being a vessel. I don't know if it's a kind of two birds, one stone kind of deal in terms of Zelina was being prepped as the vessel, and then once the Dark One was in her, you kill her and the Dark One. So, yeah, but I thought that was a very, very interesting plan as well, not just in terms of speeding up the pregnancy, obviously. There is a bit of a line, even for this show, in terms of, like, let's, yeah. But yeah, the whole plan was to prepare Zelina to be a vessel for the Dark One, kill her, end the darkness. Problem solved all around. We all lived happily ever after. So, see, like, this is the thing though, like, obviously it would backfire because it's not the first time, and having the Dark One inside Zelina would be catastrophic, I would say, because of how unhinged Zelina is already. So having the darkness inside of her would be absolutely apocalyptic, in my opinion. But say if they did succeed in having the darkness in Zelina and killing her, would that have helped matters? Because the Dark One's eradicated, Zelina is still a bit of a problem, even without that darkness. So, you can tell I would never be a hero, would I? But obviously there is that hero side of things. Like, this is not something that we do. We don't, go to that level. So, yeah, but you can understand why they are not going to go to that level. Like, okay, fine, we'll weigh in that option. Let's kill Zelina. So, I mean, let's add insult to injury because, yeah, in terms of Zelina, just herself being very, very aggressive against the heroes and plan to kill her. So, hey, but no, I thought this was a really insane episode. Probably one of my favorites this season, just with how everything came about, with Emma's plans for Zelina, with how Hook ended up that way. And, like I said, I hope this kind of leads to the remainder of the season. I just worry it won't, because obviously we know with the show, for the past couple of seasons, it's kind of been split in the middle. You have one arc on the first half and then another arc in the second half, and because we're coming up to the midway point of this season, yeah, one might suspect that we're going to be starting up the second arc pretty soon. But like I said, given the history of the Dark One, and given how very, very sadly fitting this is for Hook's character, I think, it would be a very, very opportunistic experience, but we'll just have to wait and see where it goes. But yeah, pretty awesome stuff. So I will see you guys next time. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. If you check my videos on the right, if you want to check out more of my content, you can also subscribe to my media feeds and channel if you want to. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. Hope you guys take care, and I will see you guys next time. Toodles!